Welcome students of Form 2, 2A and 2B. In this video we're going to talk about the global village, and we're still working on understanding the global village, paragraph 5.1, and we're now specifically talking about doing business in the global world, as you can see here, doing business in the global world. So we are talking about chapter 5, paragraph 1, doing business in a world that is global. How do you do business in that world? And how does that business work? And in the section we learn to explain various ways of conducting business in the global village. So you have to be able to explain those. So explaining is really more than describing. You have to explain why, die yes. And also the second one also has to do with understanding. So understand the impact of globalization on Caribbean society and economy. So we'll look at those learning outcomes. So when you prepare the test or when you're reading the paragraph, please keep those learning outcomes in your mind, in the back of your head, so you know what you have to look at specifically, and you know what you have to do, because you know you have to pay attention to the behavioral verbs. The logistics hub. Well, a very important concept of the globalizing Caribbean and doing business in the globalizing Caribbean is the idea of a logistics hub. So a place where all of the logistics come together of the Caribbean. And logistics has to do with transport and also different kinds of transport. So a hub where different kinds of transport and movements of goods are brought together. So a logistics hub is an area where a large number of facilities are clustered together in one place and where goods are organized and transported. So a logistics hub is a place where a large number of facilities are clustered together in one point and where goods are organized. So which goods go to what place, which goods have to be saved for later, which goods can be transported at the same time, which goods have to be cooled, which goods have to be packaged, organized. And if they can be transported further to South America, to Europe, to North America, that's the transport. And associated businesses are also available which facilitate trade or add value to certain goods by cooling them, by cutting them in small bits, by making pictures of them for advertising or packaging them. Yeah, so associated business are also available which facilitate trade or add value by carrying out a particular part of production process, for example, packaging. So if the goods come in and they're like stacked all together, but they need to be sold separately, like clothing or fruit, then the thing that can happen in the logistics hub is that they can be packaged separately, and this is something that adds value to certain goods, like fruit or even clothing or technology. It's a particular part of a production process that adds value to certain goods. For example, packaging, like you can see here. Yes? So, in the Caribbean, for instance, in the harbor of Curacao, goods come in, and some goods have to be cooled, some goods have to be separated from each other, some goods have to be packaged, and this adds value to the product. Yes, and we also do it in the harbor of Curacao in a special free economic zone, but also in the harbor itself, where containers are loaded onto the harbor, and sometimes they're being loaded to other ships to be transported to other areas of the world. And sometimes they are packaged like you can see here. And this can add value to certain goods. And the benefits, why does it help the logistic hub? What is the benefit of this? Well, the main benefit of the logistic hub will come from the fact, so what is its main benefit? From the jobs that will be created. A création de travail. Because the logistics hub needs all kinds of actions, needs movement, needs packaging. Some products need to be separated from each other. Some products need to be chopped up in smaller bits. Some goods need to be packaged. And this creates a lot of new jobs. Nos llama esse aqui de empapimento e criação de trabalho. Yeah? And that is one of the main benefits of the logistics hub, like you can see here. So a lot of jobs will be created and a lot of employment, think papimento, nós chamamos esse aqui employo, will be available during the stages of preparation, which include a lot of improvements to infrastructure. What is infrastructure? Infrastructure is roads, train rails. We don't have them on Curacao, but in a lot of other islands of the Caribbean and a lot of other parts of the world we have, and of course airports and the airplanes that leave and arrive in those airports. Yes, so infrastructure is one of those great benefits that the logistics hub can offer, but also employment, or in an easier word, jobs. Yes, a benefit is a positive thing that the logistic hub bring. Yeah, for instance, better railroads, better asphalt, bridges. Yes, for instance, Jamaica, this happened because of the logistics hub that came to the island of Jamaica. And all employment opportunities related to large-scale construction. Yeah, by the way, of course, the train that you can see here is also an example, of course, of infrastructure. And this is a train rails in the island of Jamaica. Perhaps you can recognize the colors. So these train rails, these airports, these railroads, these normal roads need to be built, and that they are being built means that also new employment will arrive to the island where the logistics hub is being built because of the railroads and because of the airports and because of the normal roads that have to be built. Then Jamaica. Jamaica is one island where a logistics hub has created a lot of benefits. And why Jamaica? Why did the logistic hub especially came to Jamaica? It has a very good geographical position and it makes it an ideal location for the development into a logistics hub. So it has a very beneficiary geographical location, and this created a perfect opportunity for a logistics hub on that island, an ideal location even. This makes it an ideal location because of the geography for a logistics hub, as it lies close to South America, like you can see there, there's Venezuela and Colombia, and North America, yeah, the United States. And when you look at the map and you see here the Jamaican flag on the map, then you see it lying pretty close to North America, South America, and to a very famous canal, the Panama Canal, that is over there. And the Panama Canal connects the Atlantic Sea, the Atlantic Ocean, by the way, the Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean Sea, and the Pacific Ocean together. And you used to have to go around South America to reach Asia. But now, coming from Europe, you can go cross the Atlantic, you can go through the Caribbean Sea, and easily travel with ships and container ships to the Pacific Ocean. So this is very important. And the Panama Canal is a very busy canal dug by people, dug by machines, some more than 100 years ago, but this connects the Atlantic Ocean for container ships and the Caribbean Sea with the Pacific Ocean. And this is, like you can see here, a very popular trade route for container ships and trade ships. It's a very busy route, goes through the country of Panama and it goes from the Caribbean Sea to the Pacific Ocean, and it is dug by people more than 100 years ago. That's why we call it a canal. Yeah. So the canal comes from the Caribbean Sea. Ships come from the Atlantic. The ships go through it, and they can go cross the Pacific Ocean, and they can go to Asia. Yeah. And this is a very, very busy canal worldwide for all kinds of container ships, ships with oil. And the location of Jamaica, close to this canal, makes it a very beneficiary geographic location. Yeah, and this is a shipping route, and in Papiamento nós chamamos aqui Ruta de Envio. Yeah, this is what I googled. So if you have a better word for this, please help me out below. So this, the Panama Canal, is a very busy shipping route, and it connects Europe, the Americas, and Asia together in a very fast route for trade, containers, gas, oil, and so on. And nós chamamos aqui em Papiamento Ruta de Envio. Yes, and again, Jamaica has a very beneficiary, very ideal position geographical, a geographic location for this. Because it's close to North America, it's close to the Panama Canal, and it's close to the Atlantic Ocean, to name a few. Then the special economic zones, an important part of attracting business, so getting business towards the Caribbean, and businesses like Coca-Cola or Google or Apple or all kinds of businesses to plan to locate their organization into the Caribbean. We want them to come here. And an important part of that is establishing an economic environment which is favorable to business. And we name this special economic zones, also called SEZs. And this stands for Special Economic Zone. And in that zone, for instance, we lower the taxes. In that zone, for instance, we put every company that's beneficial for each other together. So a packaging company, a transport company, a cooling company, we locate them together so they can help each other. They can benefit from each other. We call this a special economic zone, an SEZ, like you can see here. And these special economic zones, we have some also multiple of them over in Curacao, and we are actively trying to get a lot of attention for these special economic zones because they draw companies to the island. And one of the examples is close to the school, close to Salinas, we have a free economic zone in the harbor, close to the Van den Twil, the Coca-Cola factory, and in Casticorte, we have the free economic zone, which is an example of an SEZ. This is an example of a special economic zone. Very important for the economy of Curacao. And these are intended to be areas of industrial and commercial development, desarrollo económico y ganado, and that can accommodate a wide range of industries. In accommodating Papiamento nós chamamos aqui acomodar. A wide range of industries, but like I said, they are engaged in similar or linked activities to cluster together. So one company does the cooling, one company does the marketing, one other company located there does the packaging, and so can help each other out. And we also call this in economic terms, these are linked activities. Yeah. When one does the packaging, one does the cooling, one does the transport, the other one does the marketing, then these activities we can say are linked. These activities help each other in their economic activities or enterprise. And the activities are clustered together means they are in one location to make each part of the production and each part of the selling of the product even faster. Yes, and work of many kinds, like you can see here, will be a part of the special economic zones. For instance, programming computers that just have came in, or cleaning them, or getting different parts of the computer together to form one product that can be sold. Besides that, in the special economic zones, we have road and rail links. So improvements in road infrastructure are to do with increasing the speed and ease, facilidad, with which goods can be moved, transported between points of entry, such as ports, harbors, airports, and the businesses in the special economic zone. So, what are the learning outcomes of this paragraph? In this section, we'll learn to explain various ways of conducting business in the global village. You need to explain that, and we are talking about the global village. And next to that, understand the impact of globalization, understand the impact of globalization on the Caribbean society and the economy. So when you study this paragraph or watch this video again, please keep this learning outcome of these two learning outcomes in the back of your head so you know where you have to keep an eye out for. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to ask questions or you want to subscribe, you can do that below. If you wanted to ask a question, just type a question, but you can also click on the bell and the bell will be rung next time I make a video. You can also ask a question during class, during the hallways, or at the beginning, or during the end of the class, or during my explanation, but sometimes you always have to wait, of course, till I give you the word. You can ask the question, and for now, a very well-meant goodbye.